I got this recently. This is a 7-inch. It's called Gold Standard from Atlantic Records. It's actually the Against All Odds single with a B-side, I Cannot Believe It's True. And that's the song we're going to talk about today. It's actually the reason I bought this 7-inch. I'm not crazy about Against All Odds, although I didn't own it on 7-inch, so it doesn't hurt to have it. But I was more excited to have I Cannot Believe It's True. And I just found out on Wikipedia that there's a 12-inch, a US promo 12-inch of this song. With a live version on the B-side. And so I need to be looking for that. Let me know where you think I can find it. I really do like this song. To me, there's two sister songs on this record, and anybody would get them mixed up. They're both almost equally good, although I do have a favorite. You know what I'm talking about, right? I Cannot Believe It's True, which is track 2 on this album. And then if you flip the record over, the other song that sounds very similar is It Don't Matter to Me. Now, we're talking about I Cannot Believe It's True. I think they're both incredible. They're both very Motown-y. I don't get them confused. I know the difference, but I could hear them, both of them played back to back over and over, and I would never get sick of them. They're kind of my favorite songs on this album just because they're so upbeat. It's this Phil Collins Motown sound that we do get a little bit of, but in my opinion, not enough of. So what do we have? We get Behind the Lines, I Missed Again. I mean, after that, it gets a little blurry. We have these two songs, maybe Thunder and Lightning, maybe. I don't know if the other fast songs like I'm Not Moving would count, but let's just say like I Missed Again and Behind the Lines for sure. It Don't Matter to Me and I Cannot Believe It's True. Then we could maybe throw Two Hearts in there, Loco and Acapulco if we ever got a studio version of him singing that. But that's pretty much it. You know, we don't really get much more after that. He kind of deviates away on But Seriously. No Jacket Required goes more 80s synth and drum machine. But Seriously goes back to real instruments and horns, but it's a little bit more in the rock vein. So I'm probably forgetting things, but yeah, this is this type of Phil Collins music that I absolutely adore. I put some of his songs in different categories. You've maybe got the ballads, you've got like the mid-tempo feel-good songs. You've got like kind of the upbeat, funnier or dancier songs. And then you have like the Motown songs. And this is, I'm a big fan of it. Now, of course, somebody's going to say, what about Going Back? It's all Motown. I don't mess with Going Back. But anyway, I don't get the same feeling. Oh, You Can't Hurry Love. Ugh. Yeah, I guess You Can't Hurry Love would be another one. So anyway, let's talk about I Cannot Believe It's True. This was the third single from the album, Hello, I Must Be Going. It kicks off with this incredible tom. Phoenix horns. This is all a very horny song. I absolutely love the horns on this tune. I love all of Phil's horns. Sussudio, Hanging Long Enough, this tune, the other song, which makes me think, going back to that Motown thing for a second, this is a song that sounds like it could be on Buster. It feels like it could have been like a transition song. I listened to the whole Buster soundtrack. One of our patrons sent me a cassette recently, and just yesterday I listened to the whole Buster, just randomly listened to the whole Buster soundtrack straight through, even the non-Phil songs. I feel like this song could have been on there. I know that Phil was trying not to make the soundtrack super Phil-centric, even though it accidentally did become Phil-centric. But I think he could have thrown one of his album cuts in there. I think this song would have fit really well, in my opinion. We do have a live versions. I mean, I think this song was played maybe more than It Don't Matter to Me. Okay, apparently it was played, it stopped being played after 1985. It was played 142 times, whereas It Don't Matter to Me was played at 306 times. Oh, It Don't Matter to Me was played in 94. Okay, I didn't realize that in 95. So it was played on the Both Sides tour. It Don't Matter to Me. I kind of forgot that. I'll have to check that out. I want to talk about I Cannot Believe It's True, but it's so hard not to talk about It Don't Matter to Me because they're both like, one's a 10 out of 10, the other one's a 9 out of 10. For me, It Don't Matter to Me is slightly better. That kind of like intro before the bass kicks in and the synths kick in, like it's such a big song. So I kind of lean towards that song as my favorite. But again, this is like a close second. And I would love for him to have done this live more often. I would have loved for him to have done more Motown, like a little Motown section. Behind the Lines, he did play quite a bit over the years, but not so much in the later years. I Missed Again, same thing. He played it on some of the last tours, which was cool. I think one of the interesting things about the song, it's a positive and perhaps it's a negative. It's a song that feels like it's in a round. It has a couple different parts where it's like, I cannot believe it's true. Are you really doing the things you do? And then it goes into over and over. I keep on. And then that ends with like, because I know I cannot believe. So it kind of can just kind of go over and over. And the song actually does go on quite a bit long because the end of each section flows into the next section. So it's hard to know, how do you end the song? I imagine it was tricky in the studio. It required a bit of a fade out action. And I would imagine it's tricky live too. You would need to kind of bleed it into another tune. And I think maybe, was this the one? Or no, it don't matter to me. I think was bled into Susudio or something along those lines. I can't remember. Are they marimbas? There, or it's like some sort of vibes happening. Dip, dip, the little it's kind of high up. I don't know what that is. I'd be curious. Let me know in the comments if you know what that instrument is. The higher pitched bells, marimbas sounding. Could be a synth or something. It's kind of cool. The horns are the strongest. Then the Phoenix horns are the strongest on this track than almost any other track they did with Phil. Has a kind of a Loco and Acapulco vibe. Very, very punchy. A song very driven by the bass too. If you listen carefully. One of my favorite things to do in the last couple of years has been to listen more to the bass of Phil's songs. And a big shout out to Leland Sklar. I mean, if you listen to one of my favorites is Something Happened on the Way to Heaven. I think it's in eighth notes. It's bum 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 bum. That's something after listening to that song for 30 odd years, I only noticed recently. So this is a really cool bass track too. It's driving along, following the drums. Everybody follows the drums in Phil's songs. Leland does, the Phoenix horns do. I think that's so cool. If I'm not mistaken, I have this, I didn't bring it up to the studio, but I've shown it in a video a long time ago. I have this Phil Collins interview picture disc by a record label called BAM, B-A-M, I believe it was. I think it's an old picture disc, and there's no music on it. It has two pictures of like funny pictures of Phil on either side. It's a vinyl. And it's an interview. And it's not the interview I did a video of recently where he's like in the bathroom for the But Seriously tour. This is a promo interview around Hello, I Must Be Going. And I believe he talks about this song. I think he talks about opening a letter from his ex-wife and not believing all the things that he thought that they had resolved and that she's now claiming or asking for. So I think it's a very, very true story. Like it's a meaningful song to Phil at the time, which makes it cool too, because Phil often writes fiction or he writes from the heart in the case of this song. Anyway, let me know what you think about this song. One of my favorite Phil tunes whenever I have like an upbeat playlist. I really enjoy it. I love it in the track listing too. Whereas you take kind of that dark, ominous song of In the Air Tonight, then it's followed by This Must Be Love, great track listing, then Behind the Lines. This is like a similar template, except it goes I Don't Care Anymore, which is dark and ominous as a great opener, and then right into this song. And I kind of like that. I like how quickly we get into this upbeat stuff. I should just double check here, let you know. As a single, it was released in April 1983. It was recorded in 1982. It's 5 minutes and 14 seconds. Produced by Phil and Hugh Padgham. It features Daryl, John Giblin on bass, so it's not actually Leland on this track. Leland doesn't come around until No Jacket, I believe. Don Myrick on alto sax solo and the Phoenix horns as well. Oh yeah, the solo. I nailed that. He should have just asked me. And live we have Chester on drums playing this one live. There's a couple good videos out there at Perkins Palace. Anyway, bless you all. Let me know what you think of this song in the comments. Thanks for watching.